All right, what's going on, everybody? Terrell from Dark Horse here. Summertime comes around. I love tuna. Tuna steak, tuna slices, tuna just poke. Everything about tuna in the summertime is fantastic. There's so many different things you can do with it. It's so versatile. You can grill it, marinate it, saute it. I love it raw, so sushi is fantastic. One of the things that I notice is finding tuna is a little bit difficult. Finding good tuna is even harder. So I have an advantage because I can order fish from a broadliner, fish purveyor, or fishmonger, as a lot of people would say. So this particular came from Fortune Fish. I've been using them for quite some time now. I know off and on since I've been here, which is probably around 18 years. Made sure I got sushi grade tuna, and because not all tuna you can eat raw. We'll get to that in a second. The biggest thing is I want to do is highlight the color of this tuna versus the color of some of the tuna that you might see in stores. This is a beautiful maroon color. If you look at the skin is still on, bloodline is still in. It's a fantastic looking piece of tuna. This you can absolutely eat raw. There are some other tunas out there that are frozen, maybe a little cryovac seal. You might see it at a couple popular supermarkets and everything like that. I would not suggest eating that raw. I would suggest searing that and cooking that mostly all the way through, just being careful with it. But when you have a good fish purveyor and you can order tuna that looks like this, then you're in good shape. Now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this up. A lot of people are nervous about using a knife in their kitchen or cutting down a piece of tuna that's this big. It is expensive, anywhere between $15, even up to $25 per pound you will pay for this. So I wanna make sure that you do know how to break it down properly and use the residual pieces for whatever you want to do with it. Because each piece is going to be something just a little bit different. We'll do some tuna burgers today. We'll do some sliced tuna over a salad today. And then, maybe just play a little around, marinate some tuna with a little soy sauce and throw that over some pickled cucumbers or something like that, But first, let's start breaking the tuna down. First things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bloodline out here. We don't want to eat that. Not only is it unattractive, it's just unappealing, so we don't want to have that in there. So you want to get in there and just kind of cut it out just a little bit. Want to be as careful as possible. We don't want to take any of that good meat out of there, but just cutting out the bloodline is very, very important. All right, we're good to go there. Bloodline is out. Then we want to take the skin off. So underneath, same thing. I want to say as close to the skin as possible. Just cut right underneath it. And take off as little bit of meat as possible, but get all that skin. The skin on the tuna is pretty tough, so you can use it as a good brace. So as I'm slicing, I'm keeping the knife down, the angle and just a tip even more down into the skin, so I can get as much meat as possible. And as you see, this is where we are. Minimal meat. All right. Get rid of that guy. Now we start breaking the tuna down into what we want. Now, depending on what you're doing with it, if you want to do some steaks, today's a perfect day. You grill outside, you want some nice big old tuna steaks, perfect day for that. But what we want to do is I want to come over here and cut. I'm not going to throw it out. That's very, very useful for us. That's where you get your tuna tartare from. Our meat for our tuna burgers, that's what we're going to use. All right. So that piece right there. And now if you look at tuna, this is all good stuff right here. Now, the cool thing about tuna is, well, first let's clear something up. A lot of people say ahi tuna. Ahi is Hawaiian for tuna. So the biggest thing is when we go into a place and order, we know what we're saying when we order it. Next thing is the different grades of tuna. Everybody that sells tuna has their different grades. So tuna 1, which would be an A+, then you go to 2+, and then 2, and then 3, and so on and so forth. But generally, there are 4 grades of tuna. So this right here, this is a sushi grade tuna from Fortune Fish. So what I want to do is make sure I lock up my pieces that I'm going to do here for our tuna steaks. How's that? This is a good one right here. All right, nothing too big, not too crazy. We're going to do some nice steaks here. How's that? Next, here, cut right down the center. And this right here, cut down, and these are going to do like maybe a little sesame crusted, Got some Cajun seasoning we might do. I like to keep everything square, and I know I'm not going to discard any of this, so anything that we're not using here is going to be put over to the side so we can always use it for our tuna tartare. One of the things I like to do is start with this piece here first. This is like this little under flap. So now it has a lot of gristle in it. We don't want the gristle on our tuna tartare. We want to try to make that as lean as possible. It's just a pet peeve of mine personally. Whenever you go to a place and you have a lot of gristle in the tuna tartare, I feel as though it should be a little bit leaner. So I used to work for a guy who was as picky as I was, and he taught me this little trick here. So you just score it just a little bit. Now you take your knife and kind of rip it right through the sinew, right through the skin. Now, see that? So now you're getting everything. Now you're getting all the tuna out of there. All the little tuna that gets stuck in between those hard to reach areas, and you're getting it all. There's a couple different ways after we're done this that you can kind of set up your tuna tartare. Some people do a traditional avocado, maybe a little spice there, a little bit of citrus perhaps. You know, a bunch of different ways you can do it because tuna is very, very versatile. So you can just about add anything to it. I try to avoid the acids too much till the very end because acids will cook it and you'll have like this, it won't be as smooth as it could be. So now you have chunky pieces. I kind of just want to chop that up. Doing this at home, be careful with your fingers. Always be wary. So we're going to chop all this up, and then I'll show you how we season it up. We've got our meat here for our tuna tartare, and what I'm going to do is split this because we also want to make some mini tuna burgers. So I'm going to take half of this, turn this into some good old tuna burgers. I love places that serve tuna burgers, but like the meat's actually chopped up, not just a piece of tuna sliced and thrown on a bun with stuff. I like texture. So we're going to season it up. I did a little salt and pepper in both. Throw some fresh cilantro in here. Now on the tartare, we'll throw some black and white sesame seeds. And in the burgers, I got a little peanut sauce here. Be a nice little binder for that. A little extra virgin olive oil. And just a splash of soy sauce. Splash it up. I'll go here. Give it a nice mix. And we're going to plate that up in a second. Alright, so also want to add got a little sriracha aioli here. I like spicy, so I'm going to bump it up. Give it a little twang to it, you know. Mix that tuna in there. That's for everybody at home. You can give your grub a little presentation. So we've got these cool little bowls here. We're just going to form it in here. And it's real easy to put together. So all you're doing is just letting the tuna gel right to the bottom of the bowl. And a very good classic combination is tuna and avocado. So I made a little guacamole. And then just gonna cook the bottom, a little guac. And then what you do is just pop this in the fridge, let it set up for about 10, 15 minutes, pop it out on a plate, and you get to decorate the plate. Be back in a second. All right, we got our dish. Tartare is going to pop right out, hopefully. Oh yeah, success. Look at that. Just a little ginger on here. I'll have some fun with the sriracha. Get a little, little currants in there. Currants, a little. Just chop chop. Let's put some fresh cilantro on top of this to make it look sexy. All right. Fresh cilantro here. That's what I like to see. Just a little bit in the back there. Boom. Little tuna tartare. All from a nice 5-pound line of tuna, man. There's a bunch of different things you can do with it. We're gonna knock out some tuna burgers next. But this right here, we need somebody to dig into this. Mike, how good are you with chopsticks, buddy?
Terrible.
We'll get you a fork. Next up, we're gonna do a tuna entree salad. So we got our shredded broccoli, some cabbage, a little carrot, a little romaine lettuce, a little bit of arugula. I threw a little bit of feta cheese in here and a little soy ginger dressing. I'm going to use one of our tuna steaks. A little sesame seed on it. We're going to give this a good sear. All right. So we got our tuna here. We got our salad here. Let's plate it up. So one of the biggest things I enjoy about having good sushi grade tuna is eating rare. So being able to cook it, slice it, and have it this rare is fantastic. So, and if you notice the color, it's still that deep maroon. So that's always what you want to look for when you're dealing with a nice piece of tuna, especially if somebody's trying to convince you that it's sushi grade and you're not 100% sure, but yeah, no, that's the real deal. So, yeah, man. And then this is a nice little tuna salad. Now let's do up our tuna burgers. So in here we got the peanut sauce, a little salt and pepper, some little garlic. Depends on how big you want to go. I mean, we're doing like mini Kaiser rolls that we're going to put the tuna burgers on. If I'm serving them in a restaurant, I'm probably doing a 6 to 8 ounce tuna burger, probably closer to 6. 8 ounces is a lot of raw tuna, and then I'm charging you $25 for it. So I would probably stick right between like 6 ounces is the highest I would go. But the roll is pretty important too for these. Everybody has their preference of roll they use, whether it's brioche or pretzel bun or sourdough or whatever. I particularly like something that'll stand up to it but won't dominate in flavor, because I want the tuna and the seasoning I put in it to stand forward. So I went with mini Kaiser rolls. Mini Kaiser rolls tend to be a little more on the commander side, so I can rub the rolls with a little garlic butter. That'll pick up some flavor, and all the tuna, all the flavor that's in the tuna is going to come out. So that's what I'm looking for. So I got these full rolls. I'm going to split these and rub them with a little garlic butter. Get a good sear on. I'll throw those right on the flat top just to get some color. Yeah, casserole is a good sturdy bun. So now while that's simmering, next thing we're going to do, we're going to build our sandwich here. Alright, so while the tuna burgers are searing, I got this fresh made tzatziki. It's just a little bit of that on. Those of you who don't know, tzatziki is a Greek yogurt dressing with cucumber, fresh dill, and lemon juice. Fresh pickles, onion, ginger balsamic. Yes, indeed. All right. Now just a nice little plate up. And the same, treat it just like you would regular tuna. You kind of want to keep it right around medium rare, no more than that. Put the pickles, the apples, right on top. Boom, boom, boom. Put these things right here. That looks delicious. First off, I want to thank everybody who watched the video today. Once again, my name is Terrell Cole from Dark Horse Pastries, Dark Horse Grill and Catering. Please follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe, or on our other social media outlets, Facebook, Dark Horse Pastries. Instagram is The Real Dark Horse, and that is where we post everything of where we want to be for the weekends or different events and charity things that we have going on. So please give me some feedback. Let me know what you think of the dishes, if you tried the dishes, or if there's a dish that you'd like to see me make. Because I know we do have a lot of followers out there who go to different breweries and you've had things that you really want to do and indulge in. So just let me know. Thank you.